Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Assalamu alaikum. This is Faisal Ghuman speaking to you in my latest vlog. It is requested to subscribe Lahore Beers YouTube channel. Viewers, I'm just going to discuss four important conflicts, major conflicts in the world, and these conflicts are endangering the global peace. And then we will discuss Russian President Vladimir Putin's very important announcement. Guys, we are seeing that in Ukraine, Russia has been engaged for the last 4.5 months, and Russian forces have captured few towns in Ukraine, and there is bloodshed, and people are just fast vacating their Ukrainians are fast vacating their properties and lands, and now they're just crossing borders. There are reports that more than 7 million Ukrainians have rendered homeless. The other major conflict, you can say that is going to take place in Syria. So we are witnessing that Syria is at the verge of disaster. You can see that. And then we just come to North Korea, which has become a red zone for US and its allies, because South Korea is taking side of United States. So North Korea has been, you can see that they are experiencing and they are testing various missiles and ballistic missiles in order to show the United States, the European Union, that they are damn good in their defenses. Then we come to see this fourth conflict that is taking place, in the territorial waters of Taiwan, because China considers Taiwan its important territory. But on the other hand, United States and West, they consider Taiwan an independent state, and we have witnessed in the past few months that Chinese warplanes, you can see that their warplanes and their naval crafts, their naval ships, they just patrolled in the China Sea in order to give a strong message to United States and NATO that China will not step back from Taiwan, because they have strong association with Taiwan. So what's going on? I just talked about four important conflicts, and there are some other conflicts that are taking place in all regions of the world. So we hardly see in months or in years to come that there will be a peace. That most of the time you can see that United Nations top officials and G7, G20 officials, top officials, they most of the time talk about global peace, but actually there is no peace, because these countries don't want peace in the world because of their vested interests, their economic interests. Everybody knows that United States of America is the biggest arms suppliers in the world, and their exports, United States heavily rely on their defense related exports. So we have already discussed in a previous vlog that this global peace is a threat. Is not a threat. Actually, global peace is a rare commodity that is becoming a rare commodity. Now we see that what happened yesterday. Russian President Putin, who is definitely involved in this Ukraine war, and he's facing so many sanctions because of this Ukraine war. And then we see that the European Union is gradually coming out of this energy exports from Russia. but there are reports that still there are some countries in European Union that are still dependent on gas and petroleum products of Russia. But on the other hand, Russia has enhanced its energy related exports to China and India in order to compensate their losses. So, what happened yesterday? I just want to share with you this latest report. Vladimir Putin has said Moscow will further strengthen and modernize its armed forces, including deploying its newly tested Sarmat intercontinental ballistic missile by the end of 2020. So this Sarmat ballistic missile, this missile is capable of carrying nuclear warheads and evading radar. It can evade radar, and Russian forces tested this missile in April. And this report says that United States officials have also recognized that newly developed missile is it has some worth. So Putin, he categorically said that in order to save Russia from any external threat, they will install these latest ballistic missiles to their key installations, and this missile is intercontinental ballistic missile. And as I have told you that Russia has successfully tested this missile. So this deployment is part of larger buildup of Russian military, Putin said. And he said troops have already begun to receive S-500 air defense and missile defense systems that have no match in the world. So, guys, just take a look what is happening. Russia and Vladimir Putin, despite several casualties, and Russian forces have lost their top generals, top military officers, top naval officers in this ongoing war, but still Putin is determined to continue with this war until their demands are met. So if this happens, you can imagine that this war will continue, is expected to continue for more than a year, as NATO Secretary General yesterday announced that he also feared that this war will continue for a couple of years. So what is happening? If it's high time for United States, for European Union, for NATO to seriously consider a long-term solution to this Ukraine episode. Otherwise, Russia, you can see that the way Putin has announced so many defense-related strategies, and they are going to practically implement these strategies. So you can imagine that this Ukraine war can last for unlimited period of time, and there will be so many casualties on both sides. And then we have witnessed that serious economic crisis is taking place across the globe because of this war, and nations could suffer global food shortages because of sanctions on Belarus, Russia, and Ukraine. So again, it's the responsibility of the United States, United Kingdom, European Union, and their NATO allies to consider a step back from this aggression that is taking place. If United States doesn't withdraw from this aggressive stance, then it shouldn't expect that Russia will step back from their stance. So violence will grow, global peace will further shatter, and I fear that those countries which are still peaceful, they can also face some disturbances in months to come, like we have witnessed that Scandinavian countries like Denmark, like Sweden, they were considered peaceful and protected states. Now they have started feeling the danger of Russia. Like we have witnessed a couple of days back that this country, a Danish Air Force scrambled their jets in the air when they feared that they could face Russian aggression. So the wise decision would be to stop this aggression in order to bring peace in the region. Otherwise, we could see massive devastation. On the one hand, we can see this. On the other hand, you can see that in China is also aggressively pursuing their pro Taiwan strategy, and United States is opposing it. So if the United Nations is damn serious about global peace, then it should think seriously about the nefarious designs of world powers to shatter the global peace. It's high time to stop this, to stop these aggressions, to stop these conflicts, these four major conflicts. Otherwise, we are fearing that. I just fear, the majority of people fear that a hell will break loose in the country, in the entire world, and more and more, we can see that more and more countries will come under under the direct or indirect influence of these conflicts. I hope I have tried to convince you people about these conflicts and the negative impact of these conflicts on the entire globe. Thank you. Allah Hafiz.